after the sight words, then we'll do. He has this notebook, and he just, it's like a traceable. It's one of those laminated notebooks where you write on it, but then you can erase it.
Okay,
You know what I'm
yep,
saying?
yep,
And
yep.
so we just go through with that, and then sometimes we get on the keyboard, and then on the keyboard we just do, ear training. And so I wrote the letters of the keyboard on there, A B C D E F G, A B C D E F G, and I only wrote it so many times so he can keep going. So you have the letters right here, you know what I'm saying, on C1, and then by the time you get to C3, C4, it's nothing there, but he's got the pattern at this point. And so that's kind of one of the things that I'm kind of helping him to kind of develop his singing. But yeah, man, it's really, they're a sponge at this point, you know what I'm saying? So just making sure that, they just kind of doing it every day. That's my main thing. And another thing, I was at this event the other day. It was probably a year ago at this point, but I remember them saying that talking is teaching. And so when you really just, when you're intentional about just talking to them and telling them and teaching them with what you're saying, and this is this, and you know what I'm saying, every little bit helps. And some of this stuff is just, but yeah, I'll definitely send it to you for sure. Like what I do, it's simple, but it's more so a matter of consistency than something special that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no. Anywho, welcoming you guys. Good afternoon. I have the one, the only Shawntez Prince. Come on. My man.
Appreciate you.
Come on. We are excited now. We've been talking about this project for quite some time, and we are bringing things into fruition because it's 2025, and this is our year. We're asking ourselves the question, why not? Why can't you?
Yeah, why not us?
Yeah, why can't you go to the next level?
And it's nothing against, because I'm in the industry.
Yeah.
I'm in this world. And I love new writers, new directors, new actors, and I be online all the time, and I hear or I see directors and writers saying, "Hey, audition." And these are people that are first-time directors, first-time writers that's doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll see something like, "Oh, Chip, that's my man. I'm finna."
Yeah.
And I get to thinking like, when are you gonna do your
Man, listen.
And it doesn't matter if you started before or after Chip, but it's just Sean. You been doing this for how long?
How many years you been acting? How many Tubi movies have you done?
Tubi movies.
This guy's an international sensation.
A good 10 or 12, but I've been acting 25 years.
12 movies, 25 years.
Because I started out on stage, started out in theater, community theater, and I do indie film now. But I started out I got probably 20 to 30 stage plays under my belt.
That's a blessing.
Still going.
That's a blessing.
I have another stage production I got at the end of the summer that I just got cast for. But film, everything is under the umbrella, goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But even though film and stage is different as far as tone
Technique,
and,
yeah.
Diction or whatever. But I love it, man. But people always ask me wherever I go.
It's time, man.
They be like,
it's time. Because your own story gives you a chance to, you control it all. You get to control, and I was talking about that last night on a stream that I was doing. I don't want to call it a stream. I guess it's a podcast interview, whatever you want to call it these days. But we don't control our stories anymore. We don't. Other people tell our stories for us, man. And they handpick people that look like us to imitate the story that they've, and so it's kind of like that's one of the things that when you begin to talk about recapturing your space, people are always thinking about physical spaces. I want homes, I want cars, I want money, I want us to take control of our intellectual ideas again. We don't even dictate the type of music that is, blasted in the airwaves, because if it was up to us, I can almost guarantee you we wouldn't pick Sexy Red and Glorilla to listen to. I'm just saying. And that's nothing against them. But they represent a image and an idea that the powers that be want to see continue. They want the things that they are selling, those specific artists, those types of artists, those people are being pushed to the front and put out front. Yeah, because they are portraying the stereotypes that that are counterintuitive to us being successful and flourishing and thriving in society. And so we need to get we need to get physical things, and we would love our 40 acres and our mule, but give us our imagination back. Give us the ability to control, the way our children see themselves. And that's bigger than 40 acres and a mule, personally. If we can control our stories and the narrative. The narrative, man.
Yeah.
That's why I've been on you so hard about this, is because they are taking our narrative from us. There aren't any more intellectual black guys. There aren't any guys that, any black people that do good for goodness sake. Right? There aren't any people. There isn't a movie of all black actors, or a series of all black actors without excessive nudity, profanity, drugs, and murder. There isn't. And so now, right? Yeah. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing.
And if it is some out here, not saying it's 0%, but if it is some out here, the percentages are very, very low. Yes. And I hate to speak in absolutes, because we can find, like you, to your point, you can find 1,000 of them. But how long and hard do you have to, before you can find something that is of quality? And so that's why I wanted to get you someone who's in the industry, knows how to make something pop, knows how to, do, you understand the technical side of it. And then let's just come together and collaborate on a story that makes sense. Okay, so if there was a series that you were creating and you are creating, we've kind of already narrowed it down to this being a story about lawyers. And one particular, corruption, lawyers. And this kind of starts, if you will, with a lawyer taking a case as a favor. And as a result of him taking the case as a favor, then he uncovers a massive corruption, plot to essentially, that he's tied up.
Yeah. And so that's kind of where we are with that. And then your character has some complexity to it. What do you want to see this character do, and how can we set the stage for that here in the first episode? Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Yes, ma'am.
Well, off the top of my head, when you asked me that question, the word prevail came in. I want to see him prevail, because at the end of the day, we're all human.
Yes.
We all make mistakes,
yes.
good or bad.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But just because the character has challenges and weaknesses.
Yes. So you want him to prevail.
You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? It always doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
You can want something all you want, but just because you say I want to go to heaven, you might not. But
and we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but again, like, we're just trying to kind of find something that sticks. What is this main character's biggest problem? What is this main character's biggest problem that obviously we've kind of identified the main problem, the corruption?
I think his biggest problem, in a nutshell, is his personal life.
Yes.
His what is the saying? How does the saying goes? He's in his own way. He's in his own way. A lot of people go through that.
Yes.
But A1 when it comes down to getting the job,
making the argument, we got to find a space where you can be a lawyer. My thought process. One of the things that I wanted to do, and I don't know how this is going to even be capable, but I would love for you to make it to city council and do a monologue. They're not going to know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But we've seen that a couple times in films where I think Borat is a great example.
Oh, snap.
Where he's they don't know that he's filming a movie.
Oh, okay.
They just think he's a crazy guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you go down to city council or to a bill, to a official meeting, and you in character though.
Yeah.
Yeah, in full character. And, bam, bam, bam. But then that way we can kind of master the idea of having like an actual audience, an actual, place to kind of go off of. Yeah, so that's one thing.
Dope. Yeah,
but I think that gives you an opportunity to, other than that, you can obviously be on conference calls or you can be on Zoom hearings with the judge and things of that nature. Those are different things that we can do. But I'm just trying to think about spaces where you can be the lawyer that, the character calls for.
Yeah, and really get into
Yes.
that mode and also get the jitters out. It's kind of like being on stage live.
Yes.
Because like you say, you just mentioned the Borat scene, and they like, but they didn't even know. This would be the same type of deal.
Yes.
And you have to be really dedicated, like on some method acting.
No, for sure. You
know what I'm
I've
saying?
seen it a couple times. A guy, I think Joaquin Phoenix did an interview with David Letterman. It was years ago, obviously, but and he wasn't himself. He was like the character from his movie.
Yeah.
What's going on, Bishop? You all right? Hang in there, walking the light now. That's right. Yes, sir. Well, yeah, no. So yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, so his problem is his personal life. I kind of want to see if I think it'll be fun for him to like. Women are women, right? And that's going to obviously be there. You know what I'm saying in the plot. But I want to add another nuance. I want it to be and I'm just throwing things out here. But you remember Denzel at Training Day?
Okay.
So that was so he had a lot going on, bam, 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 bam. But in the background, there was also the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, he had heard or had a confrontation with someone and owed some money. Remember?
Yeah.
So that was kind of playing in the back of that whole that was
we
playing
didn't know,
right, and then it kind of manifested itself at the end.
Yeah.
And like to your point, you don't have to. I don't want you to die. But I'm just saying, how
that happens.
Yes, how something is playing kind of in the back, and so maybe a loan or maybe a murder that you did or maybe that you witnessed or something, because like I say, the women is kind of, we know women, and it's great. But as far as a woman is concerned, if you stop cheating, you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? That's the story behind women. Get a job and stop cheating or whatever the case may be. But you get me. But it's like, we'll be able to add so much more complexity if there is another type of thing hanging over your head.
Yeah, we'll play around with it and see, but we just want to put out something of quality, more so substance.
Yes.
To say, hey, what's next? And not every other scene.
Yes. Yeah.
Pumping and sweating.
Yes.
Or like I say, it don't necessarily have to be drugs.
Yeah.
Like you say, you witnessed a murder. You murdered somebody. Dude, it's so many. Just because somebody is murdered in a movie or a series, it doesn't have to be drug related. It goes back to Queen and Slim, where they didn't mean to murder the cop. It's just they were defending, they were protecting themselves.
Yeah.
Who else? It's just so many different stories I've seen.
Yeah.
It could be an accident. I saw. And,
accidental death.
If you remember the scene from He Got Game, and Denzel was whooping his son, and then the mother tried to help, and he just pushed her off, and she lunged and hit her head on the stove and died instantly. And
I'm sorry. No,
what?
No, I'm saying. I'm sorry.
Instantly.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And then Denzel got life in prison, and then his son happened to be a super basketball star. Number one in the nation, going to the NBA.
Yeah.
And they let Denzel out because the government can do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Let him out. They say, hey, if you can convince your son to go to the warden's alma mater, we'll let you out. We'll let you out for a week. Only for a week.
To see him play.
No, we'll let you out for a week to try to persuade him to go to this certain college.
Oh.
And if you can't do it,
you're coming back.
But if you could do it, we'll pardon you.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Man.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's what I'm saying.
And it's one of my favorite movies. And so shout out to Spike Lee, because there's so much more than a basketball
Yeah.
movie because it would fall under.
And that's He Got Game.
Film.
I've never seen He Got Game.
Yeah, He Got Game, man. Starring Ray Allen and Denzel.
Is that Jesus Shuttleworth?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
So check it out. So you see that storyline I just
That is,
gave?
yeah.
So it started out on this basketball phenom, high school star.
Right.
He's going to the NBA, but look at the backstory.
Right.
And his dad pushed him. His dad was like a strict, he wasn't in the army, but he had the army.
Oh, that's good.
Drilling. He was drilling his son. Hey, you gonna make it? And guess what? He was trying to live through his son because Denzel didn't make it.
Mm-hmm. So Denzel was Ray Allen's dad?
Yep.
Oh, that's clever.
Yes, sir.
Well, Ray Allen,
No. This is the kid Ray Allen.
Okay. When Ray Allen grew up, he was Ray Allen, obviously, exactly. And Denzel was either dead or gone at that point.
No. He was in jail. He was in jail.
Okay.
Now Ray Allen's a high school student.
You just made me think of something, man.
Ray Allen's a high school student now.
Yes.
And the warden goes to Denzel and say, "Hey, I see your son is because when Denzel killed his wife by pushing her into the stove, the little Ray Allen was about 9 or 10. So he went, now he's in jail. His son is 10. Now his son is 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now we'll give you a chance. So now you got my wheel spinning. So we shift that over into the context of lawyers and bam, suits and ties. So maybe I'm thinking, and again, I'm just going off of what you said. Like,
it could be a few backstories.
One of the backstories that we can create or incorporate is the idea of you needing to convince someone either to get out of a race or to plea a certain way. Because it's my understanding that that's also what lawyers do, right? It's like, okay, well, I'll get my guy to plea on this, and then you'll give this guy probation and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Instead of what's just, and so maybe that might be one thing. You got a big case, or somebody's got a big case, and you need someone to either get out of a political race, or you need someone to change their plea from no contest to guilty. Hey man, they got you, hook, line, and sinker, blah blah blah. You can't get out of this. Let's just change the plea, and then that kind of, that could be.
Did we ever talk about Law Abiding Citizen with Jamie Foxx?
No, I've never seen that. Is that a movie or series? I've only seen 5 movies, man.
Please write that in your notes, and if you can,
Law Abiding Citizen,
starring Jamie Foxx and what's the guy's name? Great actor. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't think of the other.
And this is Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is called Law Abiding Citizen.
Jamie Foxx has only got one good movie. No, I'm playing. That's crazy. That's crazy for anybody to say Jamie Foxx only has one good movie. I just like him in Ray. I like him a lot in Ray, but obviously, you can't be that great all the time.
Nothing else is gonna get your wheels spinning.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give the movie away, but what you just said made me think about it. Like, hey man, change from no contest to guilty. They got you. You're gonna do this. You'll be out. And the guy he was representing was like, someone broke into my house, tried to kill my family. They're past the threshold. They're in my house, so I have a right to bear, and I have a right.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And you want me to?
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, and in the end, the guy wanted revenge on Jamie Foxx, and he waited like 10 years.
The lawyer. I mean, he wanted revenge on the lawyer.
On the lawyer, and Jamie Foxx was playing a lawyer.
Yeah.
He waited 10 years, and he just sat. He was.
Ooh.
Oh man.
That's good.
Man,
that's good. That's good stuff.
But it's so many scenes that's gonna get your wheels spinning. This is, just by watching those scenes, is definitely gonna. And I'm gonna go back and do a refresher. But the 2 movies, like I say, He Got Game and Law Abiding Citizen.
Okay, He Got Game. I like that. But those are good movies to watch. These are classics too, right?
These are classics.
Yeah, He Got Game.
What I'm saying? And like I said,
I know people are asking like, "Where's this guy from?" If you ain't never seen He Got Game,
no. I'm used to it now. I guess when I was younger, me and my friends and my cousins, we used to tease people like, "Bro, you never seen Menace to Society? You never seen Boys in the Hood? You never seen Friday? You never seen Baby Mother?" We just name all these black films, which are great films.
Yeah.
But we just feel like, bro, if you've never seen, but it's a lot of film that I'm not really
abreast
into.
on. Yeah.
Like I say, I wasn't into Star Trek when I was a kid. I wasn't into sci-fi.
Well, who's in the Star Trek? I've never seen it. I've never met anybody personally who's in the Star
I never
Trek.
was into Harry Potter or chick flicks. Sometimes you never seen,
Sex in the City.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Stuff
yeah.
like that or whatever. Or, it's some slapstick comedy like American Pie. That was kind of cool.
Yeah,
But,
we all saw American Pie. Yeah, I think so.
But,
Let me ask you this. We're going to make a pivot, and maybe we can bring this back together at the end, all in an attempt, because like I said, this story that we are writing, for those of you guys that are just now joining us, this is Shawntez Prince. He's a famous Tubi actor. 12 movies on Tubi.
12 plus.
12 plus.
I just threw that out there.
Put some respect on his name. 12 plus. And he's been acting for 25 years and 20 plus Broadway stage plays. So what we're doing is we're putting together a new Tubi series. We've already have the music.
Or just a series.
Yes.
It doesn't. That's just one of the platforms it'll be on. It
Yes.
doesn't have to, or once we submit it and it's deemed to be original.
Yes.
If that's what that company do.
Okay, I like that.
And that's fine.
Because he's the expert. So you know how it works. I'm just saying Tubi. But yeah, it's gonna be on Tubi, YouTube.
Yeah.
Woo, woo.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure,
all
for
that,
sure.
all
So
that.
yeah. So I'm with you. We're gonna go where we want it.
Yeah, for
okay,
sure.
for sure. Okay. And so let me ask you this then, as we are talking, this script that we're writing is about a group of lawyers that are in the city of Detroit, and we're literally in real time trying to create, like those pants, by the way. We're literally in real time trying to create. We're trying to create the plot twist and the nuances that really keep an audience member holding on. So that's literally what we're doing in this moment. Given that the series is based out of Detroit, what do you think the future of Detroit looks like? And again, like I'm asking kind of to take off your actor's hat and just put in your from the east side of Detroit, born and raised. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about the future of the city? And I'm just kind of asking that, and then maybe we'll try to tie some of those things that you're saying into our script. What do you see
from what I see, being born and raised here, going through the 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s to now the 2020s, it's looking good to me.
Yeah.
From where it's come from.
Yeah, certainly.
As a young guy, as a young adult, up from my 20s up through my 30s, it's like it went from, what was the recession, 08? It was just a lot of
it was a lot.
Man, if you ride through downtown now, and I'm not just talking about on Woodward, those little back streets that
it's got a lot of life. Got a lot of life. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just not just downtown. Pockets on the east side, pockets on the west side, pockets in southwest.
Yeah.
It's looking real good. It's looking real promising. And every city goes through trials and tribulations and corruption. Detroit officials are not the only ones that
struggle with that.
Has done some stuff, because at the end of the day, like I said, we all human, and some folks are weaker than others.
Yeah. I'm sorry to cut you. I'm curious though. Does your daughter go to schools here? Or she goes. Is she out? Is she in the city?
Yeah, she's in the city. She did. We got like little hubs. Like on the east side, you may have a city next to Detroit. You got Harper Woods. You got East Point. You got St. Clair Shores. Stuff like that.
Okay.
But this fall she will be starting school in the city of Harper Woods, which is this Harper Woods, and then that's Detroit.
Yeah.
So it's
right on. Okay.
It's kind of still in the city.
Yeah.
You know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
For sure. That's the one thing I hear a lot about. It's like the taxes and the schools. And when people are kind of talking about that, but that's good to know that the city, that you feel that the city is back on the rise. It definitely is.
Man.
And anybody that's making the argument that the city's not on an upward trajectory is just blind, right?
Yeah. Because like I said, we have nothing to do with the world or the whole country. So whoever the president is, and they say people was saying that Trump is gonna make it harder. That's not an argument for me to make.
Yeah.
Because like I say, I'm not even a politics guy. I can only worry about the city and state I live in.
Yeah,
What
certainly.
if I lived in Philly or Georgia or
Certainly.
Iowa, Tennessee? I got to worry about where I'm at.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's a new race.
Yeah.
We're going to see who the new mayor is. I forget what they say Duggan is getting ready to do.
He's running for governor now.
Oh, governor.
You want to see
what I'm
him be
saying?
governor? You like mayor? What are your views on mayor? And I'm asking
I
this
really
because,
don't know much.
well, you're the perfect person to ask. Because if you know anything more, then you more than likely you formulated an opinion.
Yeah.
But if you're just looking from the outside in, you can just call a ball, a strike a strike. What is your perception on? What have you heard about the mayor? What have you heard about?
Mayor Duggan?
Yeah. I mean, you think the city's doing well?
Who was before him? Who was the mayor? Was it Ken Cockrell? I think it was Ken Cockrell Jr. was the mayor before him, I want to say. But that's messed up, man. I can't even give you, because I never, even when I was a young guy, and Dennis Archer was the mayor, black guy.
Yeah.
And, we were happy because, Archer was for the people. Not saying that Duggan is not. Actually, everybody who's been around me, like my family and friends, they seem
to like him.
I've never heard, the years he's been mayor, I've never heard anybody speak bad against him. Now, if they have, it's probably like 1 or 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
So most people have a favorable perception of him. Yeah, he's done a lot of good. My thing, but I always hear people saying, and like there's more to be done, and it's obvious that there is. I'm just curious.
To what has he done since he's been in office?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I say, what he's done. You've been able to see for the most part.
See what I'm saying?
But it's also like a lot of pockets, a lot of places that just haven't been seen. But I'm not, and I'm a little bit further into it than you are, but and I'm not convinced that it's his job in a sense. I think it's more so of the balancing act between city council, and the mayor's office. I think it's kind of like,
everybody has a job.
Yeah,
you can't expect the mayor, like when Obama was office, they thought, oh, Obama, he can't do everything.
I just think that if our neighborhoods are still needing more, I think it's going to have to come from city council arguing, and debating for more and making the argument and just kind of taking people to task, so to speak. But yeah, that's interesting though. Yeah, so it seems good. It seems like the city's doing good, and
man, from where it's come from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That perspective is everything though.
Like I hear now, which I never thought I would see today, that people are moving here, and they're visiting. Like, I ain't gonna say they doing summer vacation here, but they are like,
the summers are pretty nice here though.
You know what I'm saying? And mind you, I've only been up north a few times or whatever, but like I say, people come here to Traverse City for the Cherry Fest, and we have some nice. It's gonna be lit this summer.
It's gonna be crazy
but it always has been like, my mom, she's a big jazz enthusiast.
She goes to the Aretha.
Exactly.
Oh man,
but,
on Wednesday.
Before they changed it to the Aretha, it was Shane Park. But then, like I say, they changed the name to the Aretha. But like on Wednesdays and Thursdays, I think they had a smooth jazz thing. And on the weekends, they had a little concert. But it's pretty
awesome.
nice, and it's something to do. It's a lot of free things to do. Like I say, we got the Riverwalk. You can just go downtown. You can just
really nice.
You can work out. You can jog. You can, especially if you live downtown. So we've always had that, but it was just decaying buildings and blah blah blah. Now these buildings have been bought and revamped and made into Airbnbs or just homes, and
certainly,
man.
So what do you think the city needs more of? And I'm just asking from a, just trying to figure out from your perspective, what does the city need more or less of? And maybe less fees. Again, I won't lead the witness here, but just what does it need more or less of?
I don't think it needs less of anything.
Yeah.
I'll say more parks.
Okay.
More. Let's put some gardens out.
Yeah. Schools.
Schools.
Yeah.
Especially, we roll past.
Yeah.
A few school buildings that I see they just tore down the old Kettering that was on the corner of 94 and Van Dyke, and I guess they're gonna extend the plant because it's a plant next to it, but yeah, because the city of Detroit needs. I don't know how we can get the youth. Now, I just saw on the news that graduation rate has went up.
Gone up. Yeah, I heard that.
Has
too.
gone up in the high schools. But when the schools close, you force the kids to go out to these other little pocket cities. And it's nothing wrong with that, but that takes away from.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what are we doing in the city? We can't just have liquor stores and McDonald's.
Who you
and stuff
telling?
like that?
Yeah.
So I think we need more of because people are always going to have kids and start families. So other than the schools, parks, gardens,
grocery stores. You got a lot of people shop. You got a lot of people that make groceries at like Dollar Tree, like not Dollar Tree. Family Dollar or Dollar General.
Dollar General, yeah.
That's a thing here. That's a real thing where people make,
Yeah.
And so my thing is, what type of food are you getting?
And here's the thing that kind of breaks my heart, that if somebody tries to open an independent grocery store, black owned or not, it's kind of hard, because if you don't have a wide selection like a Walmart or like a Meijer, you know what I'm saying? Walmart and Meijer and even Kroger, it's kind of like a one-stop shop. You can get so many things.
Yeah.
So to bounce around to say, I get my meat from here, and I get my toiletries from here. And I get you know what I'm saying?
That's a lot.
It's just a lot, but I wish we could have more grocery stores like it was. See, of course, it was different back in the 60s and the 70s where it was real tight community.
Right.
You shop with these local stores, but
that's kind of gone away.
It's kind of going away, and you got online. You can just order your groceries and
they
have
drop
them
it
dropped
off at the
off. It's rough, man.
Yeah.
But definitely need more schools, more parks. Like I say, I'm glad people are flying in, visiting, wanting to stay, and not like, oh man, Detroit, y'all killing everybody.
I think that draft did a lot of good.
Oh yeah,
having that draft.
But yeah, anything we have is gonna. Because what was it, 700,000?
Man, it was a lot of people.
The biggest ever.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
And it's kind of gonna be hard to beat that.
Yeah. This is a nice city. Like I said, and there isn't a lot of downside to it other than the spectrum is wide, my brother. You can easily see a Bentley downtown, but man, you got people in the neighborhoods that don't have roofs. You know what I'm saying? I know you may or may not have heard it. We got to wrap up here because I got to go over here to this event. But there was a young lady, a little girl some years ago who fell through the floor at her home and fell down into the basement and was trapped down there and died in feces. Because they're one of the homes, and again, when you tell that story, it almost kind of, almost changes the vibe in the room. But my thing is, like, you have to find a way to celebrate the success without blaming people for being negative when they have experiences like that. You know what I'm saying? That's an issue. To say that you've got the success that you have, but then you have people, literally 2, 3, 4 blocks in any direction of the success that are living in, I hate this word because I feel like it's being overused now, but squalor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's that's a word that people are so big on. But and so how do we celebrate the success but still come back and have a sober conversation about how to continue to expand, the resources and opportunities that people have. But that's good to hear that people have a positive perspective of the city, because that's definitely where you start. And I think that the city is in a great place.
Man,
It is in a great place, but I think the future of our city is no different than the future of your health, the future of your relationships, the future of your credit. It's going to stay great if you, as a result of what you do. You know, I don't just get good credit and then bam, it's just like, well, if you stop doing what it took to get there, then it'll go away, And so that's where I think we are right now, is with having success, how do you still turn your attention to the work that needs to be done instead of just saying, well, look at what we've done,
Right.
blah, 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 why are you complaining? It seems like you're trying to be a Debbie Downer, but it's like, So anywho, we, I don't know how much further we got into the script, but I do feel like I feel like we've got a little bit more structure as to where we are and what we want to do and some of the surprises that we can throw.
Yeah. And like I said, I'll do a couple of refreshers to get my wheels turning
Certainly.
as well, but I'm telling you, that law-abiding citizen is going blow your socks off for real.
And we can start slow. We can, like I say, it doesn't. We don't. And another thing that I don't actually like, quite frankly, is when you like unload a lot of information early in the beginning. Like, this is this character. He's the smart guy, and this is this character. He's the bad guy, and then everybody has to like establish themselves in the first 2 episodes. It's like, nah, it's like, and so if we've got a series, I think we have the potential to really allow these characters to expand and things of that nature. So yeah, okay. Let's come back. When are you free again to sit down and kind of iron some more of this out? Like I said, we got to get
all this week.
Okay.
So today is Monday. Yeah, I'm free all this week.
Okay. All righty. Well, listen, man. Let's do it again and let me go and exit out of this. We thank you guys so much for sharing the moment with us. Once again, Mr. Shawntez Prince, my name is Whitney Clark, and I am a candidate for City Council here at District 5 here in Detroit, Michigan. Visit WhitneyClark4Detroit.com to become a donor, to become a volunteer to the campaign. We are creating a better future for our city, for our children, and we are using every resource at our disposal to bring that to fruition. And so one of the things that we are doing in this space, which I feel compelled to do, is taking back the imagination. We are taking control back over the narrative that exists in our entertainment spaces as it pertains to black men, as it pertains to black people. And so this is, one of the things that we can do to have an impact on the way that our children see themselves. Yeah. But if you look at yourself on the television and you see yourself in handcuffs, you see yourself doing bad things, you see yourself being no good, you see yourself not graduating, then that becomes the way you see yourself, right? And so we're going to do just what we can, make it fun, make it entertaining, but also show us in a different, more intellectual light. And so thank you guys again for sharing a couple of moments with us. Stay in tune with us by, again, going to WhitneyClark4Detroit.com.